When's the last man
No,
discovered you on
He
it?
can sell snake oil to a cobra.
They're really proud to come from this area.
I'm Will Levis here with radio personality Denise Jackson and columnist David Squires, and you're tuned in to The Last Word for Now, where we talk about the stories in Hampton Roads that rarely get told. Now, David and I and all of us have covered both the south side of Hampton Roads and the peninsula, and the south side is kind of quiet right now, but the peninsula got all kinds of issues and mess going on, and that's in Newport News. They fired the city manager. In Hampton, they went to the cheese buses over the city buses, and they got parents all upset because they don't know what to do with their children now. And you also still got things going on in Buck Road that are about to jump off. And David has been writing about a lot of this in his column. Talk about, you know, the city manager situation.
Well, it's over in Newport News, where Newport News is trying to act like Hampton. They fired the city manager. Apparently he's going to get another hearing August 25th, where he'll come in and plead his case. Randy Hildebrand?
Right, Randy, who's been around. This is like almost his 5th year, which is actually pretty long for city managers. And the other funny thing about it is that Joe Whitaker went from supporting Randy to voting against him, and then going, oh, I forgot.
Flip-flopping, you know, that kind of like flip-flopping and, you know, and indecisiveness is sort of the kind of thing that's gotten Joe Whitaker in trouble at some of the town hall meetings. The residents very, very upset with him. They feel like that he doesn't have the best interest, you know, of residents, particularly on the East End at heart. So I understand that the 4 women on the council feel like, you know, the city manager, you know, hasn't moved the needle in terms of development all across the city for everybody. You know, Upper Denby, the East End.
Right.
You know,
The city center.
A lot of stuff in the city center, right?
Now, you saw the reasons that they said that they really let him go. What do you think about some of those reasons they put out there? They talked about like communication with the council, not being on the same page.
Right.
Are those the kind of things, if you had a direct report, would you let them go because they didn't communicate with you?
I think so, but I think overall it's the issue of the development. Things like we're at a standstill in Newport News.
Right.
And so they want to get things moving, and sometimes change is good. Maybe in this instance, they need it.
It's ironic, though, that has started to come down after the mayor turns around and says, I'm resigning, I'm not running back.
Right,
what's that about?
He's not going to run for office again. He says that he wants to do something else. You know, I know that there was a big fight over the reservoir issue, where they were trying to use the reservoir to supply water to all the peninsula. And Newport News sunk a lot of money and time and energy into that, and about $50 million down the drain, so to speak. And so, you know, mayor may have been a little bit fatigued by that battle.
Right.
But some people are concerned that you're going to lose your mayor, and then you're going to have a new city manager.
Right.
It's the wrong time to...
Hold up, though. The city manager just plead his case again.
Yeah, he does get, but like you said earlier, that sounded a lot like Hampton, like my favorite city.
He's done.
Which now Hampton got the problem with the schools, and they changed with the buses, and now they want to go to the cheese buses, and the parents are all in an uproar. You a product of Hampton City School? What is up with that?
Yes, I am. High school on. Okay, I graduated from Kickingham High School, and we do have, I think it's the first, an African-American principal at Kickingham High School, folks. That's
okay.
Huge.
Okay.
I thought I'd put that.
Okay, Rashad, yeah, okay.
That's big, that's huge. But anyway, when I was in high school, you know, I didn't have my license yet, and I couldn't drive a car. But it was okay to get on a city bus, okay?
You still can't drive.
It was, you know, it was all right to ride a city bus. But now I think it's going to have a psychological effect on the
cheese
kids,
buses,
especially in high school. Sitting on the cheese bus. I don't know if it's because they want to save money or what, but when you deal with the cheese buses, I guess it's a timing thing. You want to pick up the middle schoolers, elementary schoolers, and so forth, but it's causing an uproar with parents because what am I going to do with my kid?
Right.
If I've got an elementary school kid or a middle school kid, they're going to be home alone until maybe my older kid comes home from high school and so forth. And that's the problem. So now the Hampton City Schools are trying to work with Parks and Rec and other after-school programs to try
Well,
and
you
work
know,
out.
the other part of it is if a parent was used to dropping his or her kid off, say 7:45, but now you can't drop off till 9.
Right.
Well, that parent's got to be at their desk by that time.
That's right.
That's why
That's a
that
big
parent's
issue.
very upset. And I know some parents and activists are saying they're going to go to the next school board meeting. They can figure out when it is because on the website it's not very clear. And the other thing I'm concerned about is why buy buses now? Why get rid of the HRT?
Right, just city buses, right?
I mean, is this part of the Cash for Clunkers program? You know? Is that what's going on here? Why you decided to go buy all these buses?
And then this comes down with under a new, a new superintendent. It just seems all odd, and it is not really clear why they even changed
This
the
is the
budget.
time to try men's and women's souls. The superintendent, the new superintendent got to step up.
Yeah.
She got to step up.
Buck Row.
Buckrow Beach. Looks like the city council is going to make a decision to move forward with the Tommy Thompson project, the Parade of Homes, but basically rescind their vote on letting Bruce Smith and William Fuller develop an equal amount of space on Buckrow Beach. Looks like they're going to take one of their large lots and turn it into like portable kiosks and sort of a park-like area.
So,
And they're going to give them like a sliver of land to develop. So I think the smart thing to do is to go ahead and take the whole thing to a referendum and let the city decide, let the people of the city decide which way to go.
but the bad part is it looks like Bruce Smith, NFL Hall of Famer, William Fuller, NFL star, look like they may get X'd out of this.
They may be the odd man out, despite the fact that they actually had the best display for a parade at home. They had the best presentation. But it looks like now we're back to where we were in December when city department tried to slide this project on Tommy Thompson. And now they're saying that because Tommy invested some money, did some marketing, and started trying to sell some of those lots, that he has a vested interest in it, and therefore they don't think they will win a legal battle if he went to court and say, I got to rezone this because I'll lose it. What they're forgetting is that the Fulco people, they also invested some money.
Right. And we're going to let that be the last word, that I wanted the people who signed those petitions recognize that Bruce Smith and William Fuller may get X'd out. And that'll be the last word for
now.
Last word.